Melanie and Andy have asked me to speak on their behalf. We would like to thank everyone for being here today to celebrate our son, Justin. Many of you have traveled hundreds, even thousands of miles to gather for this celebration. And for that, we are deeply, deeply grateful. Some of you have known Justin since he was born. Some of you just met him a few months ago. But regardless of how long you knew Justin, you encountered his spirit, his light, and I know he touched your heart. Though Justin is no longer with us in his physical body, he's with us in energy and spirit. When you entered, you were given a pine cone. The pine cone is a symbol of enlightenment and eternal life. And to honor Justin, upon the conclusion of this memorial, you're invited to approach the altar and place your pine cone next to his ashes. Take a moment, say a prayer, set an intention. Make this offering to his everlasting light. We're here to celebrate Justin and the amazing life that he lived. He walked on this earth for 15 and a half years, yet he lived a very full life that was unique and well accomplished. Justin was involved in many communities and taught leadership and the virtues of goodness, integrity, wisdom, discipline, mindfulness, a connection to nature, and the importance of community. We've organized this celebration of life that provides Justin the experience of Justin and those he learned from and spent time with. We celebrate Justin as well as the people he was close to. That's all of you. His mentors and teachers are here, and they're from all stages of his life. Through their words, you'll be able to see, sense, and feel Justin and what he was all about. Justin was a leader. Today is Martin Luther King Day, where we honor leaders who walk in love and peace in their hearts. Justin trained in leadership, walked with humility, dignity, strength, and courage. He lived in this world, but was not of this world. Justin was never really part of the mainstream. Growing up, he attended Montessori school until he was in the 5th grade. And he attended public school for 3 months. Then he was homeschooled. And he really loved being and learning at home. His private tuners were like family. Justin even created his own curriculums. He was passionate about math, computers, digital art. He loved nature, sacred places, and beauty. Justin was a young man with a very old soul. He was drawn to spirituality, mythology, philosophy, and psychology. In October of 2023, Justin and Melanie traveled to Greece together as part of his homeschooling curriculum to study Greek mythology, philosophy, and ancient ways of healing. The photo cover on your program is that of Justin. And he's standing with the pillars of Apollo's temple behind him, high up on Mount Parnassus in Delphi. It's considered the center of the earth. The Greek god Apollo symbolizes light, truth, prophecy, medicine, and the creative arts. Justin had all of these qualities. Like the mythological Sphinx, Justin had the strength and courage of a lion and the wings of an eagle. His light was, and still is, incorruptible and pure. Justin was innocent and good. He was humble, calm, quiet, did not waste words or seek attention. Yet when he spoke, he did it with meaning and purpose. Justin rarely got angry and had a naturally grounded presence that would calm a tiger. He may have been cranky from time to time when he was tired, but he just had a way of being. He loved to laugh, and he sought out people who made him laugh. He was highly intelligent, especially in the areas of math and technology. He was extremely creative. He'd already stepped onto his career path, studying to be a graphic designer, just like his grandfather, Mr. Steigmeier. He spent this last summer taking courses at the Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD, where he knew he was going to attend college. The world was Justin's oyster, and whatever he wanted seemed to come with ease. He had a very unique magic. Justin also had a gift for being with young children. They were drawn to his gentle and kind energy, and he had a balanced masculinity, training not only to be a warrior, but also an artist and a healer. He never showed fear, even in his last moments when he passed peacefully with us by his side, holding his hands. We thank you, Justin, for sharing your light with us. Thank you for being our teacher, for waking us up to the truth, to bringing us home to nature, and reminding us of the virtues of leadership. We're so grateful that you chose us to be your parents. Please keep guiding us from above. We know you are with us, and we love you. And now I want to invite up Derek Collini from the Westchester Medical Center. Derek.
My name is Derek Collini. I'm one of the leaders of the Westchester Meditation Center, not a medical personnel. I'm honored to be here at this incredible outpouring of love and friendship for an amazing human being. All of us here have some connection to Justin. We are all friends of Justin now, and I thought it would be nice to loosen up the atmosphere a little bit this morning. This is a participatory ceremony in the Buddhist tradition of which I represent. And I'd like to invite you to take a minute to say hello to everybody around you, to the people to your left and right, as fellow friends of Justin. I've known Melanie and Andy for probably 10 years or so, maybe more, as friends, fellow students of the Buddhist tradition, and colleagues in presenting the Buddhist tradition and working with others in that tradition. And I met Justin maybe once or twice, but I would hear a lot about him from Melanie. What an amazing being. So I'll be doing a traditional Buddhist ceremony that's done for someone who has left this existence. And this represents one facet of the many-faceted Justin Bodhi Steigmeier. So Bodhi, his middle name, means enlightenment. It was given by his parents at his birth as a recognition of their participation in the Buddhist path. And it turns out this is only one of many aspects of Justin's life, as I've learned recently. What an amazing variety of worlds that he participated in. In the Buddhist tradition, it's held that when the life force leaves the body, when the life force ends, the consciousness leaves the body and begins a journey into what is called the after-death state, or bardo in Tibetan. For a period of time, generally considered to be a 7-week period, 49 days. So we're on day 28, I believe, sort of in the middle of that period. And during that time, the consciousness is obviously disembodied and goes through a number of experiences of that state that are very different from this world, as well as having a connection to this world, to the people we know in this world, to the body we inhabited in this world, to the places we inhabited, to the places we loved, the people we loved and interacted with. And in that state, the limitations of the physical body are no longer present. And so we are able to interact with many more individuals in different ways than when we're limited by this physical body, so to speak. I know from Melanie, many of you have experienced these sort of connections with him since that time. So in the Buddhist tradition, we view death as the most important thing to be attentive to at all times, and not in a morose way, but as a celebration of life, as is today. Life and death are a continuity that repeats over and over. We go from one life to the next. And so death is not an end, it is a stage on our journey, on the path. And the purpose of this ceremony in the Buddhist tradition is to connect with the departed, express our love for the departed. But most importantly, to help the departed move on, to help us move on. Life is about change. And to the extent that we fight change and try to make things permanent and solid, we experience suffering. And to the extent that we accept impermanence and change, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, but to the extent that we accept that and go with it, we have the ability, the opportunity to evolve and to grow. And so this ceremony is as much about us as it is about our connection with Justin. It's about us letting go of the fixation that we may have on him as being a certain person, of a certain shape and size, gender, and so forth. And also to help him or connect with him in doing that same process of letting go of the fixation on the limitation of the physical form. So our attitude is of support, compassion, love, and letting go. And the ceremony itself has two parts to it. The first part, we do a practice that's called sending and receiving. We send our ability to experience love and compassion and connection and warmth and generosity and letting go out into the world, to our complete world in all directions. And to Justin. We bring Justin to mind, and we share our state of mind with Justin. We connect our consciousness with his and share our love and compassion and support for him on his journey, letting him know that we're okay, letting go and letting him know that he's okay, letting go and going onward to the next phase of his journey. So we do that practice for a few minutes, each of us in our own way. And I'll guide us through that gently. And then there's a liturgy that you all have a copy of, and I invite you to join me in reading through that liturgy when it comes. You have a program, but I think people also have copies of the liturgy. Share. There's limited copies, so share with those who have. And I'll explain that liturgy further when we get there. So let's first start with the practice of sending and taking. And this has two main phases. The first phase is just to completely open your heart and your mind and let go of all concerns, all concepts, and all limitations. And now rouse love, compassion, connection, and supportive energy. And send that outward, all around, in all directions. And we tie this to the breath. So on the out-breath, we send out everything good, everything positive, everything accommodating, supportive, comfortable, healthy. And on the in-breath, we bring in fear, sorrow, loss, difficulty, constriction, darkness. And as soon as it comes into us, it dissolves, it evaporates. So we bring that in from the world. We're cleaning the world. We're vacuuming all that negative energy from the world into us. And it instantly disappears, and then we replace it with our positive energy outward. So on the in-breath, we breathe in all sorts of negativity. And on the out-breath, we breathe out positivity in all shapes and forms. And we just do this in a general sense at first, just the texture, bringing in fear, sorrow, pain, difficulty, and breathing out relaxation, joy, celebration, warmth, love, and compassion. And for the third part, we bring to mind Justin. You have his photograph. You can use that as the support. Remember your experiences, your connection to Justin. And then do that same process of taking in any pain, suffering, claustrophobia, confusion, fear, chaos, and sending out love, confidence, bravery, fearlessness, compassion, warmth, strength towards Justin. Connect your energy with Justin's. Remembering him as we knew him, however we knew him, or of him. Now that Justin is vividly present with us, I invite you to join in this practice with me, with us together. A liturgy that goes through a process of first us connecting with our ultimate wakefulness, which all of us possess. All of us, our true nature is complete wakefulness and great unlimited compassion and love and capability to do whatever needs to be done to help others. In the Buddhist tradition, there are no external deities. There's no God. The Buddhas that are described, and there's many different Buddhas. Buddha meaning the awakened one, the one who achieved enlightenment. 2,500 years ago, Shakyamuni Gautama, a human being, just like you and I, achieved complete enlightenment and became a Buddha. And in doing that, he demonstrated the capability that all of us have to do that, because that is our true nature. Complete wakefulness, love, compassion, and capability. And so we call upon that aspect of our being in this liturgy to be present and to connect with Justin and to help him on his journey into his next existence, into a positive future rebirth. And so we ask him to be reborn in what's called Sukhavati, which is a euphemism for a rebirth that has the capability of achieving enlightenment in order to help all sentient beings become free from suffering that we self-impose upon ourselves. It has some difficult words in them, in this chant. Don't worry about that. Just mumble through those. But pay attention to the tempo that I set. We do it slowly and clearly and intentfully, with deep intent, thinking of Justin and connecting with Justin. You have a copy of the liturgy, or maybe a friend around you does. At the bottom there's a glossary, if you're interested, that describes, explains the terms in it. The first 3 stanzas are supplication to our enlightened nature. We make offerings to our enlightened nature. There is no external deity. In the middle there's a bolded, capitalized stanza in Sanskrit that we repeat, that we pronounce with great emphasis, and we'll pause there. And then we'll continue with the offering of whatever is positive, inhabiting our enlightened nature. The second to last paragraph, I aspire to and worship your vision and vow. We're talking about ourselves, so that this particular being, Justin Bodhi, Samten Wangchuk, is his Buddhist name that was given to him shortly after birth. And as you'll see below, in English translates as Great Lord of Meditation. So we state his name as the object, the subject of this practice. At the very end, the last Sanskrit unpronounceable stanza, we repeat for 108 times. during that time, I have a photograph of Justin here. I will burn this photograph as a metaphor for letting go of the limitation of keeping Justin in his prior form, of the birth, the life that we knew him in. That existence provides our avenue to connect with him. And based on that, we then let him go into his next existence, whatever that may be. So we express our willingness to not fixate on that prior existence and encourage him to do the same and to go forward onto his next life in the context of the celebration of life. So in the Buddhist tradition, death is our friend. Death is inevitable. And to the extent that we are aware of death and attentive to that phase of existence, to that extent we cherish and appreciate the preciousness of life and the possibility of the creative power of life. And death is not an end or a destruction, but it's a change from one state to another. And so this liturgy is meant to help us and Justin facilitate that change and go from one existence to the next. In the profundity and brilliance of Dharmakaya, the compassion of Avalokiteshvara arises. In the magnificent and victorious vision, we proclaim the jnana of Amitabha. You are in the state of simplicity, and you are free from fetters. You have attained the fundamental enlightenment. Please look upon us. Forgive us for our confusion. Forgive us that we have been misled by the samsaric world. I make offerings to you. I rejoice in your virtues. I request you to remain in our world and continue to turn the wheel of Dharma. Namo Amitabhaya Samaya Tishtuam. Please accept drinking water, flowers, incense, light, perfume, food, and music. I praise your magnificent wisdom and power. You can liberate all sentient beings with one glance of your prajna and upaya. I request you to liberate the sentient beings who have passed and departed from their physical lives. May they be released from their samsaric fetters and attain liberation at once. If not so, may they attain a good human birth, which is free and well-favored. If that is not possible, may they be freed from the lower realms. I aspire to and worship your vision and your vow, so this particular sentient being, Justin Bodhi, Samten Wangchuk, and all other sentient beings may be liberated from the fetters and kleshas, so that they may begin to overcome their mental obstacles and begin to understand the notion of egolessness. May they be free from the ayatanas. May they attain a state of liberation. May the merit of the Sangha provide eternal companionship for them. May the blessings of the teacher lead them on their journey. May their relatives and companions proceed with them on their journey. Namo Amitabhaya Hri. 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 Namo Amitabhaya. Re.